There are some things I'm like, how should I sit? Because I can't really sit on my butt. I mean, I can, but it's like, meep. Hold on. Can I give like downward angle? All right. I mean, this is like, I guess this will do for now. Don't. Very sad Christmas tree. Okay. I'm not gonna be talking very loud, so hopefully the audio is picking up how I want. But I don't know what I want to title this as right now, just because I feel like I'm gonna go down an absolute rabbit hole of topics. Like, I feel like I don't know what the title's gonna be, but I know for a fact it's gonna be about birthdays, and specifically I feel like my birthday and other people's birthdays, and I kind of just want to start there and get the ball rolling. But my birthday was 4 days ago. I turned 19. And for the longest time, and I won't even say like since I can remember, because that's not true. Like, even my mom and I were talking about it. Like, I used to have like awesome birthday parties, and like I'm sure like when I was like 5, I like had a blast. But once I became like cognitive, around like I think 11 was the birthday for me, where I was like, this does not feel right. Like, not because of what anyone else was doing, but it just, I don't know, it was like this deep feeling in my chest. And I feel like for my 11th birthday, I didn't do anything. Once I turned 11, like, I really stopped doing things for my birthday. Like, I would go out to eat or something like that, but I wasn't like, I didn't have a party. I wouldn't like go on a trip. I would have a bunch of friends over. It's mainly because I didn't have a lot of friends. I really only had one close friend, and that I did like everything with. But in the recent years, I have been kind of like battling with this feeling of unworthiness. Is that a word? Like, not feeling worthy enough. And my birthday is such an interesting one because it's like it's the one day out of the year where you're like allowed to be selfish. You're allowed to say like, this is what I want, or this is what I want to do, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. Like, it's the one day a year you can be like shamelessly obsessed with yourself, which, I mean, other people will argue that that's any day of the year, but I feel like for me, I am very much a person who I do not want anyone to spend too much money on me, or to do too much for me, or to like make their plans around me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to be worried about. And every year around my birthday, I'll typically like go on YouTube and like look up, like, if I'm turning 16, I'm looking up like 16th birthday vlog and stuff like that. And so this year, when I was looking at like 19 and 20 birthday vlogs, it was very sad for me, because I was seeing all of these girls who like were able to shamelessly love themselves, not even just on their birthday, but like in general. But on their birthday, like, they were being celebrated by their friends and family in various different ways. And it had me thinking, like, for a second, it had me like, dang, like, like, no one's giving me $400 and a new Range Rover and taking me out to a very expensive dinner, or flying me out the country for my birthday. So I must not be being celebrated properly. And I quickly was like, no, that's not the case. It's not that. Regardless of how many friends I have, or if I'm with family, like, I get celebrated. People celebrate me. Like, people want to make me feel special on my birthday. It's literally about the fact that I do not think I deserve to be celebrated. I have put my life, everyone else views their lives like this, and I just view my life like this. Okay. And this year I really wanted to, I know how I get on my birthday. I was like, I want to make myself feel special on my birthday. Like, I don't want to that's the other thing too. Like, I don't want to rely on other people to make me feel good inside, you know? So, you know, I did my hair. Shout out to my boyfriend for getting this for me. But like, I did my hair, and I got really cute, and I had all the food I wanted to eat. I really didn't do much, y'all, but it was first like one of the best birthdays I've had. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't do much, but I've just come to the realization and like the conclusion that I've struggled with mental health for a very long time, and I'm at a place now where I don't have any you know, bad thoughts, we'll say, because I don't know how YouTube X ever read that word, but no matter what, I still always like, the value of my life is lower than what it should be for no reason. And it stems, and I was like really thinking about this around my birthday this year, like, why do I feel like that? And it started from such a young age. It's like, I don't want people to accommodate for me. I don't want people to do things for me. I want to stay out of people's way. I want to make life easier for people. And that thought alone, it puts my standards very, very low. So I've always had very low standards with relationships, with friendships, with my family, like very low standards, because I don't know how to put myself first. And there were times where I did put myself first, and I felt so bad for it, whether it was because I was talking down to myself or because other people were making me feel bad for it. And so that feeling has me doing so much other stuff. And I was talking to my mom, like, it's been a thing since I was younger. Like, this was not some out of the blue, like, or like a trauma response. Maybe it was, I just don't remember. But from the beginning, like, I just don't want to make people mad. I don't want to see people upset. And if I can do anything to stay out of people's way or make life easier for them, then I will. And I was happy to come to that conclusion, because now I can like identify it in my decisions and in my like interpersonal relationships. I can like be able to point out like, hey, this is me not thinking that I deserve something that I do deserve. Like, for example, I quit my job. I worked at Home Goods. I quit because I got a better job opportunity. It was very out of the blue. I wasn't expecting to get it. And literally, like, I was sweating bullets telling my manager that I had to quit, because it was the holiday season. I was already going home. I'm home right now. I was already going home. But now it's like, it's the holiday season. I just got promoted too. So it was like, I'm leaving all this stuff. I'm about to make y'all's lives harder for myself. And I really I was so sad, and not sad to leave, even though I had, you know, good relationships there. But I was just sad because I was like, I don't want to make anybody upset. I don't want to make anybody's lives hard. And then I'm thinking like, girl, you're getting paid more money. The work environment's going to be way better. There's so many pros. I'm over here thinking I don't want to make their life harder. Okay. It's like, what? Like, I have to let that go. And so now when the stuff comes up like that, I can say, you know what? No, like, this is me not thinking or not wanting help, like asking for help too. Like, I don't want to ask for help because it's like, no, I need to figure this out on my own. Like, no, like, sometimes you need help. Sometimes I need help, and I have to be able to say that. So I was really happy to come to that conclusion, but I think I mentioned this a little bit, but I was talking to my mom. Like, I was having this conversation with my mom on my birthday. Another thing I mentioned was that when I was watching these vlogs, sorry, I'm like backtracking. I just wanted to get my personal feelings out first before I start talking about like general feelings and like cultural things. But I was watching these vlogs, and I'm seeing everybody go out the country. Like I said, you know, get $100 spent on them, blah, blah, blah. You know, hair, lashes, nails, wax, toes painted, new outfit, new shoes, new purse, all the above. And my mom was like, oh, well, like, women have, especially black women, we've always gotten our hair and our nails done for our birthday. Like, it's always been a thing for as long as we could. Like, for as long as we had the, like, chance to. And I was like, yeah, but there's absolutely no reason I should be seeing a 14 to 15-year-old doing a vlog and they're literally wig, lashes, nails, toes, like Fashion Nova dress, all these things. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. I was 14, 15 wearing lashes. You know, I wasn't doing nothing with my hair yet, but I knew a bunch of people who was wearing wigs, sew-ins, different type of braids. Like my mom said, it's always been a thing to like do maintenance things for your birthday. But it's gotten to the point where it's like, do these girls, even the older ones, do they want to do this for their birthday? Or have we, specifically as black women, have we created a standard for ourselves that has not only, it's becoming unattainable for everyone, like everyone's talking about it, but we're creating a standard that our sisters, our nieces, our daughters, we are showing them, look, if you want to be, you know, I don't even know, like, if you want to be looked at by society in a good light, and I feel like it's not like, it's always been that. Even take birthdays out the question, maintenance vlogs in general. We're setting this crazy standard for ourselves. And I feel like, okay, for example, I have never been the girl, like I said, in my cognitive years, I've never been a girl who wanted a crazy party for my birthday. I don't do surprise parties. I don't do planned parties. I don't do trips. I don't want to go nowhere for I don't want to go to like Jamaica for my birthday. Would that be nice? Yes, but it's like, that's not what for as long as I can remember, for my birthday, it's like, I want to eat this. I maybe want to go shopping, and I want to chill all day, and I want this specific cake. But when I was watching these vlogs, y'all, it had me thinking, do I want to go get my lashes done? Y'all, I ain't never had my lashes done before. Do I want to get my lashes done? I had nails on at the time. I was like, do I want to go get my nails redone? Knowing good and well that I specifically have been telling myself, I have them painted right now. They're so cute. You can barely even tell. Knowing good and well, I have been telling myself after I took them off, I didn't want my nails done again. But watching these videos, I was like, dang, like, again, going back to, am I really being celebrated if my birthday doesn't look like this? And so you have 14, 15-year-olds, even younger than that, thinking my birthday has to look like this, or I am not worthy, or I'm not being celebrated enough. And like I said, you take birthdays out the question, which a lot of people are talking about this now, but like maintenance in general, like we're setting this crazy standard for ourselves under the umbrella of black girl luxury. And my mom made a good point. A lot of people are saying like, why do we have to say black girl luxury when people of other races in general, not just white people, they don't say that. They don't even say luxury. It's just the lives that they might say luxury for TikTok. But like day-to-day people, they're not calling it luxurious. They're not calling their 2-bedroom apartment in Atlanta a luxury apartment. Or they're not, you know, they're not wearing Skims and calling that luxury. Like, it's just not happening. But for so many different reasons, we are creating the standard for black women in general, but for black women, we are setting this standard that, and we're showing it to, not only are we showing it to the younger generation, but we are showing it to each other to the point where we are tearing each other down for, oh, your braids look like this, your nails not done, oh, you buying Amazon wigs, like, so much. And for what? Literally, and for what? And I mean, back to my kind of original point, it had me thinking, do I want this, or am I being conditioned to want it just from seeing other people? And my mom, I keep mentioning my mom because, like I said, I was having this conversation with her, but she said too, like, a lot of these influencers, they're obviously getting paid more money when they, they do their maintenance vlogs, and, you know, they can, do the whole spending $1,000 on my looks once a month because they're getting paid for it. They are using that money to make content, essentially. And so it goes down to, even those influencers, if it wasn't for social media, would they even want that life? You feel me? Like, I'm not gonna feel bad because, which I have been making myself feel bad for months, but I'm not gonna make myself feel bad because I don't got this purse, I don't got this hair, I don't got that specific hoodie. I'm not gonna make myself feel bad anymore because I caught myself spending tons of money on stuff that I would either no longer use, or I didn't even want in the first place, or I really don't care about. I was just fixated on it because a group of people had it. And I just don't, in 2024, like, one of my goals is to just not, spending in general, like, get betting or spending, but just not be a sheep, okay? And the thing is like, there's no hate to the people who are following the trends and are doing da 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 da, because if you can do it, you can do it. But if you can't do it, or if you don't want to do it and you feel like you have to do it, you can stop. You don't have to. But see, the other part of that is, if we're looking at it from a patriarchal point of view, or even just a black and white point of view, I mean, again, my mom she was asking me, should she wear her natural hair for this meeting she had, or should she straighten it? And of course I'm like, girl, we're gonna blah, blah, blah. But she said no, like, corporate hair is straight hair. And yes, she wears her natural hair out, but she gets respected more or looked at more when her hair looks a certain way, when her nails are done a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, so we have, on one hand, it's us telling each other, you gotta look like this, that, and the third. But on the other hand, it's like, if you take us out the equation, no, like, we still have to upkeep ourselves to get that job, to get the opportunity to network. We have to look a certain way. We have to invest in our looks. We don't have the luxury of just, oh, I'm a blow dry and straighten my hair, do a little mascara, blush. I'm gonna put on this dress I have that's not luxury because I can afford this all the time. I'm not stretching my pockets to live a luxury life. This is, for them, it's their lifestyle. You feel me? And they don't accept us at our raw form. And okay, of course, white women are going to get their hair done and get their nails done. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, if I wear my natural hair to an interview, and I mean my natural hair, I might insert a picture, I might get denied the interview. You feel me? I might not get that chance. I remember when I was interviewing for Chick-fil-A, my mom said I should put my hair in a ponytail. Like, I shouldn't, because Chick-fil-A. And I wore my hair in a ponytail and I got the job on the spot. And it had me thinking, what if I wore my hair out? Like, what would have that had said? And I don't know, there's just so many different layers to it. And it's like, it's not just us against us, it's us against everyone else. And it's like, we want to get our foot in the door. I want to get my foot in the door, but I know that I have to look a certain way. I have to talk a certain way. Like, customer service voice, everybody got their customer service voice, but for black people it's different. Like, my lingo changes, my tone of voice changes. And the thing is, yes, you have your white people who have their lingo, they get around other people, they change it, but it's like, we are already looked down upon. We don't get that grace. We don't get that, like, we don't get that sense of normalcy that everybody else gets. We're different, you know. Me saying this, or me not using proper grammar, like, that's normal to us, but it's not normal to them. And so when I say my customer service voice, it's different than them saying their customer service voice. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just so much. I don't even know how I got onto this topic. But I don't know. I've just been thinking a lot about it, especially because, like, you know, I got five sisters. I got 5 sisters, and I'm the oldest, so I'm seeing them grow up, and I'm seeing them, like, which this is a whole different conversation, I feel like, but, you know, why my 10-year-old sister asking for Lululemon and a Stanley? What? Huh? Not only was, when I was a child, it's more injustice, but why do my sisters feel like they have to look a certain way? I mean, even I don't get me wrong. I went through that in school too. Like, oh my God, I want to straighten my hair, or I want to look like blah, blah, blah. But it's like, not only is it starting so young, I feel like, but it's not even based off of us anymore. Like, I went to a predominantly Black high school, so the beauty standard for us was large box braids. You feel me? We had uniforms, so like white polo cap. Like, we had our beauty standard, and I wanted to achieve it. But for my sisters, go to a predominantly white schools, like, the difference is crazy, and it's like, I would rather. It's like, it's crazy everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, everything's much more expensive now too. Like, the beauty standards when I was a child, like, they were easily attainable, even though we didn't have jobs, we didn't have money. Like, we had to ask our parents. But typically, if the beauty standard was, Mama, I want some braids, it was like, oh, okay, we'll get you some braids. Like, you feel me? Now it's, Mommy, I want Lululemon. I don't know. Maybe this don't make no sense. What is that in the background? What's a pillow? Maybe this doesn't make any sense. But that's all I have to say. And I feel like I look really pretty. I have a mustache though. That's what I don't even care anymore. See, if I took my wig off and I wore my cornrows to a meeting, like nice cornrows too, not just like, oh, under my, no, like nice cornrows, I'm not getting that job. I mean, maybe I will. I don't know. I'm just talking. That's it though.